At 26 years old, I've already experienced more than most people will in their entire lives. It may sound like an exaggeration, but when I think about all the accomplishments and obstacles I've overcome, it's absolutely true. Daily decisions, like choosing whether to drive my Tesla Model X or my BMW M5, may seem trivial, but they represent something much bigger. One of my greatest achievements was buying a $1.5 million house for my mother, paying in full. This was a childhood dream, and achieving that goal has been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. But the truth is, these accomplishments didn't happen overnight. Every success was the result of careful planning, focus, and above all, building a cash flow business that allowed me financial stability. When I talk about cash flow, I mean the ability to generate money consistently, month after month, without needing significant upfront investments or taking big risks. I want to share exactly how I built this foundation. I believe that, with the right tools and a focused mindset, anyone can build a business that generates at least $10,000 per month consistently. It doesn't matter if you're starting from scratch or already have some experience. The secret is to start small and scale up gradually. There are 3 crucial factors you need to keep in mind when starting your financial journey. Without them, any attempt to create a business will, at the very least, be much more difficult. I learned this through trial and error, and I want to share these lessons to save you the time I lost. The first factor is having something to sell. This could be a physical product, a service, or even your time. It doesn't matter what it is, you need something you can exchange for money. I remember clearly when I started. I didn't have the capital to invest in products or large infrastructure, so I decided to sell a service, digital marketing consulting. This only required my skills and time, allowing me to start immediately without significant costs. The second factor is having people interested in buying what you're selling. This might be the biggest challenge for many, but believe me, it's easier than it seems. In today's digital world, you can reach millions of people through social media, online selling platforms, or even local networking. Having a valuable product or service is important, but if no one knows you exist, your business won't thrive. That's why knowing how to attract the right audience is essential. The third factor is having a clear plan on how to reach these people and deliver what you promised. This is where many aspiring entrepreneurs stumble. They have something great to sell, they know there are interested people, but they fail to structure an effective plan to connect the two. A successful business isn't just about what you sell, but how you reach your customers. This 3-pillar structure is something that reflects many teachings in the Bible. For example, in Proverbs 21 verse 5, we read, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." This verse highlights the importance of having a clear and well-thought-out plan before starting any venture. If you're already seeing the value in these ideas, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me continue bringing more quality content to you and others who are also looking to improve their finances. One of the most critical decisions you'll make when starting a business is what you're going to sell. And usually, this choice boils down to 2 categories: products or services. When I first started, I chose to sell services. It was a strategic choice that allowed me to begin without large investments and with minimal risk. Selling products, on the other hand, requires a bigger investment and a more complex process involving development and logistics. I remember a friend who tried to launch a clothing line. He invested about $50,000 in developing a collection, manufacturing, and initial stock. Everything seemed promising until the demand wasn't what he expected. The result? Most of his investment sat in unsold inventory, and he had to liquidate the products at a low price just to recover part of his money. That's why I chose to start by selling services. One of my first was digital marketing consulting. I knew I had the necessary skills to help businesses grow their online presence, so I began offering that service. The best part? I didn't need to spend a dime to start. My initial capital was just my time and knowledge. This choice allowed me to build a consistent cash flow from the start. Over the years, I realized that service businesses have another significant advantage: they allow you to start with little risk and scale as you gain experience. Here, it's worth highlighting a biblical principle that aligns with this approach: it is more blessed to give than to receive, Acts 20 verse 35. When you start by selling services, you are essentially offering direct value to others. By helping your clients solve problems, you build a solid foundation for your own financial success. If you're starting out and want to build a profitable business quickly, my advice is simple: start by selling services. Service-based businesses have several advantages that make them ideal for beginners. They don't require significant upfront investments, can be started immediately, and most importantly, offer nearly instant cash flow. When I landed my first big contract in 2017, I felt the direct impact of this. It was a consulting contract for an e-commerce company that brought in $10,000 in a single month. At that moment, I realized the true power of service-based businesses. I had only invested my time and skills, and the return was immediate. Another crucial point about service-based businesses is the low risk involved. Unlike product-based businesses, you don't need to worry about inventory, logistics, or production costs. If something goes wrong, you lose time but not money. This is especially important when you're starting out and don't have a lot of capital to invest. As Proverbs 13 verse 11 says, "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." Building wealth and success should be done gradually, solidly, and honestly. Service-based businesses offer exactly that: a safe and sustainable path to financial growth. And if this video is already helping you, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Small gestures like that make a big difference and help me continue bringing valuable content to you. Now, I want to discuss an important distinction that many entrepreneurs fail to understand: the difference between cash flow and enterprise value. Cash flow businesses generate immediate liquid revenue. Every sale or closed contract results in direct money in your pocket, providing much greater financial freedom in the short term. On the other hand, many product-based or scalable businesses are designed to increase enterprise value over the long term. They reinvest almost all of their profits back into growing the business, hoping that eventually, they can sell the company for a considerable amount. While this strategy can work, it requires a level of patience and capital that many people simply don't have at the start. When I started my consulting business, I quickly saw the value of building cash flow. With just 3 or 4 clients, I was generating enough revenue to cover all my expenses and still had money left over to invest in other projects and, of course, to enjoy life. This type of financial freedom is what many people seek, and cash flow businesses can provide that quickly and effectively. For example, if you're selling products, it's common to have to reinvest a large portion of your profits in new stock, advertising, and product development. With services, however, most of what you earn can be directly used as profit since the costs are much lower. One of the most important lessons I've learned over the years is the importance of selling high-value services. When I first started, I charged small amounts for my services, thinking this would attract more clients. And it did. However, I realized that I was working harder than necessary to earn a significant amount. That's when I decided to change my strategy. Instead of selling to dozens of clients at a low price, I started focusing on fewer clients but charging higher fees. I vividly remember when I landed my first $15,000 per month contract. I was providing strategic consulting services for a major software company, and the impact on my cash flow was immense. With high-value services, you can work with fewer clients but generate much more revenue. This also gives you more time to focus on each client individually, offering superior quality service. If you're wondering how to price your services higher, here's a tip: choose services that are close to the point of sale. When you offer something directly related to increasing your client's sales, such as digital marketing, sales consulting, or conversion optimization, you can justify charging higher fees. These services generate direct returns for the client, making it easier to negotiate higher rates. Now, if you want to structure your finances to start selling high-value services, check out the financial spreadsheets and the ebook I've created. They are practical tools to help you organize your finances and ensure that every dollar you earn is well spent. Generating cash flow is only part of the equation. Knowing what to do with the money you earn is just as important. In the first few months of my business, I made the mistake of spending most of the money that came in on superficial things. While I was generating a good income, I wasn't using that money wisely. It wasn't until I began studying investments and financial planning that I realized the true power of using money to make more money. I started investing a significant portion of my cash flow into passive income generating assets, like real estate and stocks. The secret is simple: the sooner you start investing part of your cash flow, the faster you'll see your wealth grow. A good rule of thumb is to set aside at least 30% of everything you earn for long-term investments. This will give you financial security and allow your money to work for you. In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, but a foolish man devours all he has. Proverbs 21 verse 20. This biblical verse reminds us of the importance of saving and investing wisely instead of spending everything at once. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned throughout my journey is that success rarely comes overnight. It is the result of careful planning and consistent action. Many people get lost along the way because they spend too much time planning and too little time executing. They wait for everything to be perfect before starting, but the reality is that the perfect plan will never exist. The real key to success is simple: start where you are, with what you have, and adjust along the way. You will learn much more by doing than by just planning. As Ecclesiastes 11 verse 4 says, "Whoever watches the wind will not plant, whoever looks at the clouds will not reap." This means that if you keep waiting for the perfect moment to act, it will never come. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Start now, even with small steps, and you'll see results over time. If you're feeling more prepared to take the next step, remember that the right tools can make all the difference. Don't forget to check out the financial control spreadsheets and the ebook I've created to help you structure your journey toward success. Now, with all of this in mind, it's your turn. Start today, and in time, you'll see that these small steps will take you much further than you ever imagined.